Y'all, this summer I got rocked and my nervous system was fried. From working from home while the kids were also there, destroying the house loudly, to planning and executing all of our summer memories, from hectic camp drop offs and pickups in the middle of my workday because camp can't be bothered to end, before 3 p.m. and living through a home renovation. And did I mention I was also working from home? All of this. Oh, and don't forget getting ready for back to school and starting new fall sports and all of the above. All of these things, while it created a fantastic summer for the kiddos, I feel like I came through the other side with darker circles, thinner hair, and patience that was shorter than my kids' attention span. And now, as fall is approaching, and the weather is cooling and the heat is relenting, I feel the need to reset my nervous system, to reset, to recalm, to return to my factory settings, if you will. But all jokes aside, honestly, I did not like the person I became this summer. I felt like my patience was short. It was hard for me to be present. I was not the mother or the wife that I wanted to be, and I never actually felt great. And I'm tired of feeling that way, and I am ready for a change. So, if this resonates with you and you are recovering from summertime, press the thumbs up button and keep listening. Hey guys, this is Leah, and welcome back to Life with Leah. I am a working mom who is multi passionate, and I'm trying to make all of those passions happen. So, as I mentioned, I came through the summer with a nervous system that was just decimated. Like, I just felt like I was broken down. And I'm excited about resetting. I felt a deep, profound need for a big change in my life. I was talking to my husband about it, and I'm really excited to share with you what my plan is for my soft September nervous system reset. So I compiled 8 habits that I'm going to incorporate this September. And we'll walk along together, and I'll give you guys weekly updates on how it's going, with the intention of resetting my nervous system and getting back to a more calm and peaceful place. All right, so number one is sunlight before screens, especially as we, as a society, generally speaking, use our phones as our alarm clock. It can be very easy to immediately turn off the alarm and go straight to TikTok or straight to Instagram or YouTube or social media or emails, work emails, whatever. And as the world has been lately, that is inherently stressful. Inherently, you can't control the input, you don't know what you're going to see, and then it just takes you for a ride, right? And it's not a ride that you consented to, except for that you opened the app. And so my plan is to get sunlight in my eyeballs before I watch my screens. The way that I plan to do that is maybe while I'm making coffee or as part of my morning routine, or maybe after after I've poured my coffee, I'm going to take a walk outside, and with the intention of getting sunlight in my face, on my skin, in my eyes. And of course, if it's raining, sure, there'll be days that it's not done, but it will signal to my body that it is time to be awake. It is time to be alert. It is daytime, and it will be activating. And so instead of feeling sluggish through the first couple hours of the day, I will have that jump start, that very primal jump start to the day, and hopefully a boost to my mood as well. Getting that sunlight in my face. It was like Theo Vaughn said, sunlight in your face and neck. So getting sunlight first thing before I can be derailed by the social media of it all. That's habit number one. Number two is closely related to number one, and not closely related, but will be habit stacked with number one, and that is grounding. So people talk about going out and putting your feet on the earth. People have discussed that there are, magnetic vibrations and things like that. I am not opposed to that being the case. I think for me, it's more of a intentional stillness. It's a presence with the sensation. And it doesn't have to be something electromagnetic or metaphysical. If it is, that's great. But it will help me to be still, and it'll help me to bring my awareness back to my body. And if I grab a cup of coffee and walk outside in the yard, then two for one, sunlight in my face and, grass and earth beneath my feet. And it doesn't have to be some grand nature walk or grand gesture. If you've got a small patch of grass surrounded by concrete, go stand on that grass. Whatever it is that you can find, go do that thing. The whole point of this list is not heroic gestures, it's small daily things that are sustainable, that are doable, that yield a rapid result. So, grounding is number two. Number three is to nourish my body. I am the type of person that I can wake up, have a cup of coffee, blow through the first half of work. It'll be 1 or 2 o'clock before I even think about eating or drinking anything else. And I know a lot of people do intermittent fasting. I don't think that that works the best for me, my mindset, or my body chemistry. A while back, when I was, working out a little bit more actively, I made the goal of having 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking. And I felt like that really fueled my exercise and also helped me to build muscle in a more kind of proactive way. In the past 2 weeks, the days that I have really prioritized eating breakfast, I feel like my mental clarity and my energy is exponentially better. So much better than it was whenever I don't eat anything in the morning. Now, I am not going to be counting macros. I've done that before. I have a general idea how much protein I need. Um, and I don't want to add another layer of stress right now. I may get back to that, but right now I'm just going to go with high protein breakfast. I know that I like eggs, chicken, sausage, that kind of thing. Throw those in something for breakfast, and then make sure I have protein with my um, meals and snacks later on in the day. Done. I'm also going to focus more on my supplements. So, a daily multivitamin, a simple sugar free gummy, nothing crazy, nothing expensive. At night, I like to take magnesium before bed. I feel like it helps me sleep, and it helps my GI system. And um, I also plan to start with creatine. I've never taken creatine before, but I came across some information about it being helpful for cognitive function. And one of the things that has been stressing me out so much recently is that when I've got so much going on in my brain, I forget stuff. Like, I forget small and simple things, and it adds stress to my day. And I'm like, you know what? I wonder if the cognitive and memory benefits of creatine would be helpful for me. So I'm going to try it. Well, guys, I'll update you guys on how I feel like it helps. So, with nourishing my body, I'm going to eat breakfast, add protein, and focus on supplements, simple supplement regimen, and see how that helps. All right, so I'm going to pause here. If any of these things have resonated with you, comment down below. Which one of these things do you think will help you the most in your soft September reset? I want to hear from the community. I want to hear from you. We can all help each other with ideas that are easy to integrate and yield big benefits. All right, on to number 4, move more. So daily movement is going to become a non-negotiable. With the change in our childcare, I was not able to easily find the time to do the same kind of workouts that I was doing, going to the gym, lifting weights, that kind of thing. So now I've shifted more to the calisthenics style workout. The reason being, I'm trying to take any excuse away from myself. If I have my body, I can do a workout. Full stop, point blank, done. Right? I don't have to have weights, I don't have to have equipment. If I have my body, I can do a workout, and that takes away a lot of the excuse. And so I've been focusing on doing that. Push ups, core work are kind of like a lot of it, squats, that kind of thing. My main thing, though, is that I have set a bare minimum. Okay. You can have your ceiling where, you know, ideal day, full workout, 3 hours, et cetera, et cetera. When you can have your floor. My floor, my bare minimum is 50 push ups, 100 crunches. That I can do in about 10 minutes if I'm about it. And they don't have to be crazy push ups. I can do the push ups on my knees, and some sort of, 100 rep core work. And if I don't have energy or I don't have time, that is what I do, because I have enough energy and time at least to do that. And so I'm going to prioritize movement because my body feels much more supported whenever my core is strong. And that's always going to make me feel a lot better. Number 5 is prioritizing sleep. So at the end of my long and stressful days, the what I would do is we put the kids to bed, kind of rush through bedtime, finally get in our room, close the door. Sometimes I would take a really long hot bath. Sometimes I will have, bathed already. I'll get in bed. I usually bring my dessert to bed and I'll scroll on my phone for an hour and a half. Okay. Now, no shade. Like, I love to be a vegetable on my phone. I'll probably still be a vegetable on my phone. But the things that I'm going to change about my bedtime routine, the primary thing is I am going to try to stop eating after 7 p.m. I heard a statistic and I went and did a little bit of preliminary research about melatonin and insulin and how they kind of fight each other at night. So if you are eating when your body is saying it's time for sleep, then your body doesn't process that sugar the same way and it's more likely to be stored as fat. Now, if your insulin is upregulated when it's time to be sleeping, then your melatonin is not working the way that it should. And you aren't going to sleep nearly as well as you would. And I remember seeing this. One time I wore a CGM, the continuous glucose monitor, just to see what it was like. And I had a couple pieces of chocolate before bed, and I had a horrible night's sleep. Absolutely terrible. And you know what I saw on the little readout in the morning? It was that my blood sugar spiked and crashed and spiked and crashed and spiked and crashed all night long. And I was like, that's why I couldn't sleep, because my body was trying to like keep me out of a diabetic coma, but then keep me from being hypoglycemic all night long. So my plan is to stop eating at 7 p.m. And have my magnesium at night, read part of my book, and then that be my bedtime routine, and just see how the quality of my sleep improves. Getting up in the morning and getting the sunlight in my eyes early to help kind of lock in the circadian rhythm, eating well during the day, and moving is also going to only help to solidify my sleep routine. And so I think that's going to really be useful. Number 6, simplify decisions. Oh man, decision fatigue is my arch nemesis. Okay? Decision fatigue is my arch nemesis. I get so frazzled and frustrated and overwhelmed when there are too many things to have to decide. And so, one of the things that I'm doing to help decrease that decision fatigue is giving myself a uniform to wear to work. Now, I work in my house. I don't leave my house, but I still get fully dressed during the day because I think that it's a mentality that, hey, now I'm at work and now it's time to do this, and it helps me to stay focused as well. But I found it's like, you know what? I can wear cute scrubs instead of having to pick an outfit and decide what to wear and this and that. It's like, no, pink scrubs on Monday, green scrubs on Tuesday, black scrubs on Wednesday. So it takes away a lot of the decisions, small decisions that I have to make each day. I need to get one or two more pairs that I really like to wear, and I'll be able to wear those each week and not have to think about what I'm wearing. The second thing is breakfast. If I'm going to prioritize breakfast, then it needs to be something that is easy and accessible and fast. So last week, and I'm going to repeat this again, last week I made an egg bake, which was eggs, egg whites, chicken sausage, veggies. That's what I had. I had it every day. I heated it up, put a little hot sauce on there. Sometimes I would have fruit and yogurt on the side. Sometimes I would have a piece of toast. Easy. And in the morning, while I was making my breakfast, I would pull out my lunch and put it in a bowl. Because you know what? Even though I work from home and there's food in the refrigerator, I'll blow through lunch because I don't feel like I have time to assemble it. Isn't that a shame? So during the morning, I will compile my bowl for lunch and put it back in the refrigerator so that when I am ready to eat, all I have to do is go downstairs, throw it in the microwave, and it's ready. So decreasing those decisions, knowing, you know what, all I have to do is do the thing I already planned, one less thing that I have to think about, and that decreases my stress significantly. Number 7 is to slow down. Now, this is not something deep or exciting. It's to literally move slower. Moving quickly signals to our body that we're in a hurry and that there's some sort of danger around. And if I can just intentionally move slower, that will signal to my body that I am not in danger. I have time. I can make space in those small pockets of unnecessary stress will fall away. So I'm very, very excited about this one. And I think that it'll make a much bigger impact than maybe it seems. But moving slow to signal peace. And last but not least is to invest in future Leah. So, one way that I do that is when I'm working during the day, if I have any downtime between my patients, I start getting ready for the next day. So, before I start my workday, I've got my whole list of patients, exactly why they're there to see me, what the plan is, do we need to get any new information about them, do we need to order labs, XYZ. So that is prepared the day before so that in the morning I can focus on exercising and getting the kids out the door and walking them to the bus and being present. So investing in my tomorrow self today is going to decrease my stress. The other way that I want to invest in future Leah is to plan a vacation. So I am historically terrible about planning things way in advance. This year we plan to do a little bit more winter sports. So we really got into snowboarding last year. I mean, we're not great, but we got into it. We're interested in it. And so we're going to go snowboarding a few times this year. And I really, 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 really want to recreate the vacation that Chris and I had in Miami for our family. And so in this month, I'm going to plan at least one ski weekend or snowboarding weekend. And I'm going to start planning our vacation to Miami. And I think giving myself those things to look forward to is another investment in future me, um, and just the anticipation and excitement that can come from that. I compiled this list by drifting around social media, seeing different people's ideas, gleaning things, picking up things that I've tried before that I know were really truly very helpful for me. And hopefully this list, this distilled list, will be super duper helpful for you as well. Now, as I'm going through September, I'm going to create weekly updates on how my soft September reset is going, which of these um, which of these habits is making the most impact, and which ones have been challenging, which ones have been surprisingly lovely, all of those things. So if you want to start this fall arc with a September soft girl reset, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell so that when your weekly encouragement hits, you are the first one to know. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Stay soft.